Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, November 16th, 2018.
Commissioner Garcia, James, and Jacinto are present. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Chris Smith, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Gene Edwards, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Albert Scott, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Eddie Chavez, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Hector Banuelos, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment. We also do not have any commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section. No speaker cards on any of the items for today's agenda or the supplemental as well.
Okay, then we'll close general public comment and the Neighborhood Council category of commentary. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Friday, October 19th, 2018 by Commissioner Garcia? Any objection? With that objection, we will do that. Agenda item number 6. Authority for expenditure, RFR Consulting, Lila Alcaresh, Bureau of Street Services, and Office of Accounting requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $100,000 to pay consultant Lila Alcaresh to assist with strategic and advanced planning. Mr. Haj Khalil and Mr. Mosey, welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning, Adel Haj Khalil, Director of Bureau of Street Services, along with Assistant Director Keith Mosey. Good morning and great Friday for everyone. What you have before you is, as you know, about a month ago, I took over and was honored to be nominated and confirmed by Council, by Mayor Garcetti, and then confirmed by Council to lead Street Services. And today, actually, we're finishing the budget, submitting the budget for our first budget under my leadership. But one of the areas that I see a need for in street services is long-term planning, strategic planning, and really having a proactive street renewal and addressing our street network in a proactive manner and having a systematic planned approach. And the first step is strategic planning and looking at how we're going to be able to develop a plan that can lead us forward into the future to make our streets safe, mobile, and sustainable. And one of the, to build that, we need to get resources. But the first step is to bring somebody that can help us. And Laila Al-Quraish is one that has the expertise, has the knowledge in understanding public works as a whole, but also the ability to manage metrics, analyze data, and help us with getting the framework for strategic planning for street services. So it's an honor to bring her on board. This is a 6-month assignment to really get us going and to help us build the foundation. I'll ask Keith if he wants to add anything.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith Mosey, Assistant Director. Just to echo what Adele said, she is one of the few people that I can talk to about theory about pavement preservation practices, concepts, best management practices, things like that, to where we're comfortable using her expertise to help us analyze this data, because basically it's just paving streets. It's like we just don't go out and pave a street. There's a lot of analytics that are involved with it, and basically we need to treat pavements as a science, the science that it is, and it requires long-term thinking, short and long-term, which will save us money now and in the future. And again, I'm very comfortable in dealing with this particular consultant, as she has a lot of expertise that I'm able to consult with on a one-on-one basis, and she gets what I say as far as my jargon when it comes to streets. A lot of people don't. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith and Adele both. Let me just take president privilege here for a moment and step in first, even though we've got a couple of lights on, primarily because I also have had the opportunity to work with Ms. Alcaresh. I worked along with then Vice President of the Board, Repenning, and our Deputy Mayor, Barbara Romero, in her office, and our Deputy Chief of Staff and representatives from various council offices from Public Works Committee and Transportation on a significant report that Ms. Alcaresh authored. We were the working group that were attached to that. That's not, it's not the report that's related to this contract. It's the work that Ms. Alcaresh did in about 18 months of serious research and background on our Department of Public Works, and most specifically on street services. And Keith, I know that you worked probably most directly with her in that capacity and kind of beyond, as she's worked with a number of offices in the building. And in our workings, when I saw that this was available to us, I thought it was a great opportunity to tap into the expertise and the experience that is unique, because no one in the consultant world that we've worked with that I've been here has had the ability to do a deep dive on public works and street services like she did. And so I think just having her on board for much of what your new vision is would be very beneficial for us. So I was very happy to see that this was a possibility, and thank you for the work that it took with our executive office and the city attorney's office and the CAO's office to bring it today. Appreciate it. I support it. Commissioner Ascento.
Thank you, President James. Adele and Keith, thank you for bringing this forward too. I was also part of those excellent and insightful interviews and the process for looking at all our bureaus and our Department of Public Works too. And Adele, I'm going to say that this is an important use of resources for you and your leadership, and bringing your bureau together within our department, setting your core values and using the expertise that Lila has as a Fuse Fellow, but now kind of integrating that with your whole bureau. I support that, and I think that that's a good precedence for you too. And thank you for your leadership on that, Keith, as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And Commissioner Garcia.
Well, Commissioner Jacinto just said everything I wanted to say. So, echo his comments. This is actually, I also support this. This is a good leadership strategic move for the department. It's almost like a reset button, and where do we go from here on? So I'm excited for that. I think between the both of you and Leila are going to do a great job in the next vision, the next years of BSS. So I look forward to working with all of you on that.
Thank you. I bet she interviewed 400 people. She could tell you the number, but phenomenal in that respect. So thank you. That'll be my motion, seconded by Commissioner Cinto and Commissioner Garcia. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 6. And Keith, thank you for fronting this along the way in the kind of the early months of the availability. And
Thank
Adele, thank you both. So any issue sending number 6 forthwith? We'll send number 6 forthwith. Agenda item number 1 is a task order solicitation in Council District 14, Bureau of Engineering, number 27H, 6th Street Viaduct Replacement Project. Excuse me, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to issue the task to Mars Services from the pre-qualified on-call bridge, civil engineering, design, and other support services consultants list to provide quality assurance services for the project, as stated in task order solicitation number 27H, with a budget authority of $500,000, which includes contingency. Shadon, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Board of Public Works. My name is Karen Keel. I'm from the Bureau of Engineering, 6th Street Viaduct Division. I'm here to request board authority to issue the task order to Mars Services for quality assurance services of source inspection for materials fabricated outside city limits. The 6th Street Viaduct project is a new bridge approximately 3,500 feet long and will span over the Los Angeles River, the US 101 freeway, and multiple railroads. This bridge has several structural components that require inspection at the fabrication site due to the critical nature of the elements. These elements are fabricated in various states such as Arizona, Oregon, Ohio, and Missouri, and require several months of ongoing inspection. The reason we are using consultant services as opposed to services from the Bureau of Contract Administration is that BCA has indicated they do not have the resources and manpower to go out of state for these prolonged inspections. Therefore, we advertise for this task order solicitation to the 10 pre-qualified on-call bridge and civil engineering firms. We received a proposal from Mars Services, and both the Bureau of Engineering and Bureau of Contract Administration evaluated Mars' qualifications and proposal. We did go back and contact the other firms on the on-call list for an explanation for not submitting a proposal. One firm responded that they did not have resources available at the time of the solicitation. Mars was ultimately selected after BOE and BCA determined that they were qualified for the work on this task order. We negotiated a base amount of $462,774. With contingency, we are seeking board authority for $500,000 for this task. Although this task is funded by local funds, a significant portion of the project is federally funded, and the city follows the U.S. Department of Transportation's requirements for DBE participation. We have set the DBE participation at 6.01%, and Mars has pledged a DBE participation that meets this goal. The Bureau of Engineering requests the board to authorize the city engineer to issue this task order as specified in the recommendation set forth in this report. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll start with Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Karen, your first time up?
Yes.
Oh, it's your first time.
Yes.
Well, because I saw my name on here. I was like, wait a minute. Karen stood up. Yeah. Welcome.
Very good. You did a great job.
I couldn't tell it was your first time.
Very good. That's proof in the pudding.
Go ahead, Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Karen, this is good. This is so important because the 6th Street Viaduct has so many components, and it's so important that our city have, and the taxpayers, have the quality control that we have, because this bridge is going to last us generations to come. So I support this. I'm just interested to understand why Mars was only one, and I will point out that I believe that Mars itself is, even though they're the prime that they're a maybe-weeby. Can you verify that? If Mars itself.
Oh, no, they are not.
They're not, okay.
Yes.
But they have a 6.32, but
Yes.
Did you get any feedback of why only one firm?
Yeah, so the one
Analysis.
firm that responded, they said they didn't have the resource available during that,
Okay.
during that
But this
time.
is an important, I support this, so
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Karen, did you all have a chance just to follow up and see if there was that the kind of the seminal reason as to why other people didn't submit
Yeah,
requests? They didn't have the capacity to do it. This was
the
kind of
time.
this
Correct,
was
yeah.
a Mars concept, or not concept, but this was really in Mars's arena.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Anything else, Commissioner Garcia?
Let me just kind of understand this. So the idea is that we are contracting this Mars consulting firm to go out of state and inspect the fabricated items that we need to continue our project.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Okay. That's all I wanted to simplify it. Thank you.
Commissioner Davis.
So I will move that we accept this motion, item number 1, right?
Item number 1. I'll second the motion. I would just mention as an aside, Karen, you can tell that the Bureau of Engineering is certainly with it right now when they made the smart choice to send you up on a day like today during college football season. There's inherent risk in sending Shay up to the podium since he is a graduate of the University of Texas. So he's not that he's banned from Public Works hearings until after football season because Texas beat Oklahoma. It's not that at all. But it's nice that you had your opportunity to join us this morning.
Thank you.
And I would note that it's the day before the USC-UCLA game, and that Cal beat USC. Oh, I thought that's what yes. Oh, and Cal-Stanford, the big game is going to happen It is that. Sir, you don't have a microphone, okay? I just. All right, so that's Commissioner Davis's motion. I seconded it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 1. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any issue sending number 1 forthwith? We'll send number 1 forthwith. Agenda item number 2, Council District 2, budget increase and revised construction orders, emergency sewer repairs on Woodbridge Street in the 12,000 block project. Recommending that the board first authorize $20,000 in additional contingency and approve a revised construction budget of $520,000 for the project. And secondly, authorize the city engineer to issue revised construction orders up to $520,000 to Miramontes Construction Incorporated for the project. Mr. Solorzano.
Good morning. I am Rafael Solorzano from the Wastewater Command Construction Division. I'm here to request an increase to the construction budget for the emergency job on Woodbridge Street. This emergency was initiated on February 17, 2017, where the North River Falls sewer collapsed, causing a major sinkhole where 2 vehicles fell into the sinkhole. The Bureau of Engineering initiated the emergency procedures and contacted the next available on-call contractor, which was Miramontes Construction Company. The engineer instructed the contractor to stabilize the emergency. The North River Falls sewer was constructed in 1931. It's a 48-inch semi-elliptical pipe. Due to the age and the exposure to sewer gases, the structural integrity has been compromised. The engineer instructed the contractor to immediately secure the job site by installing traffic control along Lower Canyon Boulevard, Woodbridge Street, to extract the vehicles out of the sinkhole, to install shoring the sinkhole to stabilize it, and to establish a temporary sewer bypass system. The contractor then requested to be actually removed from the job because of the size, the cost, and complexity. The next contractor was Articulation Sons, who accepted the job. We issued a revised construction order on May 24, 2017 for the amount of $475. This estimate was based on contractors' available invoices and their estimates with the subcontractor. Unfortunately, we recently found the final cost when they submitted their final 2 invoices on August 21st, 2018 in an amount of $192,000, exceeding the authorized amount of $500,000. After engineer reviewed the invoices, our estimate to pay for this job was $510,000. We are requesting an additional $20,000, bringing the construction budget to $520,000 to compensate the contractor for the work that was completed. Is there any questions about this job?
Thank you for the explanation. Any question at all? No questions?
Great.
Commissioner Garcia has made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 2, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 2. Thank you. Thank you all. Any issue sending number 2 forthwith? We'll send number 2 forthwith. Let's go ahead and take care of our supplemental agenda. It's after 10:15, which was the posting time for this. Agenda item number 8, Bureau of Sanitation Task Order Solicitation numbers SN89A and SN89B, wastewater, stormwater, and solid resources programs. Recommending that the board first authorize the director of the Bureau of Sanitation or his designee to award task order solicitation SN89A to Tetra Tech and TOS SN89B to Stantec Consulting Services from the on-call consultant list and approve a total budget of $8 million to fund the following services. Authorize $4 million to Tetra Tech to provide sewer advanced planning support and $4 million to Stantec to provide geotechnical information system enterprise systems and clean water technical support. Third, approve a term of engagement until July 22 of 2019, starting from the date that sanitation issues a notice to proceed. And fourth, authorize the director of sanitation or his designee to extend the TOS for 3 additional years, that's to July 22nd, 2022, upon approval by the Board of Public Works of the renewal of the parent on-call contract as authorized by Council File 130949-S1. Let me ask, before we go to the presentation, you can just answer this, sir, in the presentation. Just based on the agenda item alone, I have a question. Does the 3-year extension of the contract, is that 3-year extension of this TOS, does that happen automatically upon approval by our board of a renewal of the parent on-call?
Sure, I'll start to answer the question.
Yeah,
So
right. Go ahead, sir.
The parent on-call contract will expire in July 2019, so upon the renewal of the parent contract, we'll then extend 3 more years.
And this TOS will be part of that?
Yes.
Okay. No, that was the only thing. I just wanted to, it was just kind of unclear to me just from the notice, Ali.
Good morning, Mr. President. My Commissioners, Ali Pusi, Bureau of Sanitation. The parent contract per council report and council approval is that we can renew it additional 5 years if board approves it upon expiration, which is July 22nd, 2019. Once the board approves that the continuation, this task will continue based on your approval.
Okay, great.
Of the parent contract.
All right, thank you for that. Sure. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for the interruption, or for allowing the interruption. Go ahead.
My name is Spencer Yu with Wastewater Engineering Services Division with Bureau of Sanitation. I'm here today to request the board to authorize task order solicitation SN 89 for Sewer Advanced Planning Support Services and GIS Enterprise System. This task will provide consultant services to support advanced sewer planning and other relevant activities until all 6,700 miles of sewer in the city have been addressed and all defective sewers are renewed. This task will provide support to review and evaluate the city's extensive network of sewer system and will develop structural and hydraulic sewer projects in order to maintain the sewer network structural integrity and operational reliability. The Bureau of Sanitation issued TOS SN89 to all 25 prime consulting firms on the on-call consultant list. 15 firms attended the pre-proposal meeting and a total of 7 proposals were received. All 7 firms were interviewed by the Bureau of Sanitation, and upon careful evaluation and consideration, the Bureau of Sanitation selected Tetra Tech and Stantec based on their qualifications, expertise, and their value they provide to the city. Overall, as part of the business inclusion program, these 2 firms have pledged sub-consultant participation of 32.2% MBE, 35.9% WBE, 43.8% SBE, and 28.6% EBE.
Those are some of the best numbers we've seen in a long time, just as an aside, but go ahead.
Therefore, I'm requesting the board to award TOS SN89 to Tetra Tech and Stantec, as well as to approve a total budget of $8 million to fund the sewer planning support services they will provide. And this concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions you may have.
Thank you, sir. We'll start with Commissioner Jacinto. I believe you asked for the briefing on this.
I did, President. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, and I want to thank Ali for briefing me after to clarify the fact. And you know, I'm going to be on this one note. I'm like a one-note samba that is looking always for the integration and the work, interdependent work between our Bureau of Sanitation and Bureau of Engineering. I think that's the most efficient use of our city services. And Ali, you were able to confirm that after the advanced planning, that the scope of work is going to be given over to the Bureau of Engineering for implementation and for all construction. So I'm fine with this, and I appreciate the opportunity. Don't want to hold this up. We got to get it done or keep it moving forward, but I wanted that clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jacinto. Thank you for the additional information. And Dr. Campos, to your office for the work in getting this on as a supplemental for this morning. Anything further? Is that a motion, Commissioner Jacinto? I'll second it, along with Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 8 on supplemental. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any issue sending it forthwith? We'll send it forthwith. Let's go back. Agenda item, I think we are on number 2 or 3. We're on 3. Council District 11. This is task order solicitation 05-159D, Potrero Canyon Park, the grading project, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to issue the task to Fugro USA Land Incorporated from the pre-qualified on-call geotechnical and environmental services consultants list to provide observation and testing services for the project as stated in task order solicitation number 05-159D, as in David, with a budget authority of $244,000, which includes contingency. Mr. Garcia.
Good morning. Pedro Garcia from the Bureau of Engineering, Geotechnical Engineering Division. This is a request for authority to issue the task to Fugro USA Inc. in the amount of $211,000 with the 15% contingency for a total of $244,000. The Potrero Canyon Park project is in construction now. There's 2 phases to the project, the grading phase and then the future landscaping phase. As part of the grading phase, there's a substantial amount of grading that's going to take place. Our office's staff is not, we don't have sufficient staff to monitor all of the grading and the observations required.
Real quick, Pedro, on this, is just so my mind is clear. This is the site, I was trying to find it in here. It's over by, there's the map. I'm just looking at the vicinity map. Yeah, it's the one that's by Palisades Park. Because I knew that there was some work going on around there in connection with, there was some, we did a dirt exchange, I think, with Caruso around the project that they were doing, their new Palisades project. Go ahead.
Correct, yes. As you mentioned, the park is in Pacific Palisades, right up against PCH between Temescal and Chautauqua. And we did receive a substantial amount of imported soil from the Caruso Palisades Village project.
I remember that a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So we're now in the process of spreading the dirt around the canyon to buttress the oversteepened slopes, stabilize them, and prevent future landslides. As I was saying, our office doesn't have the staff available to be out there on a continuous basis, as is going to be required for this amount of grading. So we put out on May 25th, we put out a task order solicitation for the construction observation and monitoring. On June 8th, we received 5 proposals from firms. Fugro was the second lowest. We evaluated all of the proposals and are recommending to award the task to Mars. Mars submitted a commitment for a BIP that meets our requirements. We have MBE, WBE, SBE, EBE, and DBBE requirements of 13%, 4%, 25%, 12%, and 3% respectively, and Mars, I'm sorry, Fugro.
There you go.
Fugro. So I kept
We
saying Mars.
knew.
That's our design consultant, sorry.
Yeah, we've got you.
Yeah, so they're committed to meet all of our BIP requirements. So that concludes my report, and I can answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Garcia? Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you. Really quick, Pedro, I support this, of course, but I know that there was also a move from the Caruso Palisades project. I'm going to ask Hector to follow up on this. They were offering some trees to be planted on site. Maybe, I don't know if it's at Potrero of this project, but as part of the landscaping phase, I just wanted to see if that was a part of it, just to see the tie-in. If not, that's fine. I know it's a separate project, but Hector, if you could get back to us or get back to me and verify that. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Thank you. Anything further? Commissioner Sintos made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 3, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt number 3. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Have a nice weekend. Any issue sending number 3 forthwith? We will send number 3 forthwith. Mr. Drucker, you're here on number 4, Council Districts 2 and 4. Task order solicitation number 40, North Hollywood Recreation Center sports field lighting and Van Nuys Sherman Oaks Recreation Center sports court lighting. Recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to issue a revision to task for solicitation number 40 to SOMAS from the pre-qualified on-call civil design consultants list to provide electrical, structural, and civil engineering design services for 2 additional sports courts and fields lighting projects with a budget authority increase from $110,000 to $223,518. Sounds like we just got a little more informed on what the project's going to entail, and here we have a more real number. But go ahead, sir.
Good morning. Neil Drucker, Bureau of Engineering. Good morning, Commissioners. Happy Friday. That's correct. If you remember, approximately a year ago, we came to you with request for authority to issue task force solicitation number 40. At that time, we were looking at, as you mentioned, at 4 different parks: Van Nuys, Sherman Oaks, Cheviot Hills, North Hollywood, and Ritchie Valens. Due to the annual Prop K reprogramming, the funds for 2 of those projects was delayed till July 1 of this year, July 1, 2018. So in January 2018, we came back to the board and requested authority to award just 2 of the projects, Ritchie Valens and Cheviot Hills. Those projects were awarded. They are about 90% done in design. We're getting ready to go to building and safety for permitting for both of those projects, so that's good news. In July, the council approved the funding for the remainder of the two projects, Van Nuys, Sherman Oaks, and North Hollywood. So we're coming to you today to ask for authority to issue those two projects. We talked to SOMAS to make sure that they would hold their prices because it was a proposal from almost a year ago, and to their credit, SOMAS was very willing to hold their prices, which was a good thing after almost a year. Also, I'd like to mention that they continued their MBE, WBE levels at over 18% total, 12% MBE, and 6% WBE. So we were also very impressed with that. We checked on their existing two projects, and they are holding to those numbers as well. So they're doing a very good job on both MBE and WBE compliance. So at this time, we'd like to request and recommend that the board authorize us to issue the task force solicitation number 40 to SOMAS for the remainder of the two projects. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Cinto.
Thank you, President James. Neil, thank you for this too. Just transparency, working with you in the field many years on Prop K, and this is really where the Prop K and our open space and our parks and recreation it really helps the city be livable and sustainable. So I appreciate your work on this program. Glad you're with the Bureau now, and to have more lighting, which is more programming, more opportunities for our families and our people to play in the evenings is great. It makes our city better, and I support this. So thank you, Neil.
Thank you. And just, I forgot to mention, these are LED lights, so they will be much more energy efficient and cost efficient as well.
And cheaper.
And cheaper,
Yeah.
yes. Very
All
much
right.
so. Thank you.
Anything further? Commissioner Cinto's made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 4, seconded by Commissioners Garcia and Davis. Therefore, without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 4. Any issue sending it forthwith? We'll send number 4 forthwith. Have a good weekend, Mr. Drucker. Agenda item number 5. Protest weed abatement charge, 4109 Zamora Street in Council District 9, although I'm going to guess that the protester is not going to be upset with the recommendation today, since it's recommending a refund. Recommending that the board first instruct the Bureau of Street Services to request the Los Angeles County Auditor and Controller to remove the weed abatement charge of $1,532.26. The charge has been assessed against the property described as 5115-028-038 as levied on the 2017 secured property tax roll in the name of Elaine Mathis, 25570 Sierra Leone Court, Moreno Valley, California, 92551, and instruct Street Services to issue a refund to Elaine Mathis, 25570 Sierra Leone Court, Moreno Valley, California, in the amount of $1,532.26. The refund is to be made only a full payment of the 2017 property taxes has been made to the County of Los Angeles Tax Collector's Office by the claimant and should be paid from Fund 100, Department 86, Revenue Source 3196, Weed Abatement. Mr. Costa.
That's a mouthful. Good morning, Jeff Costa.
I did it without taking a single breath. Go ahead.
Jeff Costa, Bureau of Street Services, recommending that you remove the charge from this property owner. Ms. Mathis is a longtime property owner. She was part of our 2017 weed abatement ordinance. She received her notifications from us based on the record from the LA County Assessor's Office. In 2017, she moved, and Ms. Mathis did her due diligence and contacted the assessor's office and made her address change. She also contacted our office and made the address change. Unfortunately, we had cleaned the parcel by the time she had contacted our office. So we're recommending that we remove the charge. She did not receive proper notification.
Yeah, and she did what she was supposed to do.
She did.
So, okay, any questions? Commissioner Garcia has made a motion to adopt number 5. I'll second it, along with Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt number 5. Thank you, Mr. Costa.
Thank you.
Any issue sending number 5 forthwith? We'll send number 5 forthwith. That takes us to our oral report. Correct, Dr. Campos?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, landfill closures update from sanitation. Mr. Cruz.
Morning, Mr. President, board members, and guests. I seen how you were talking to the Texas Longhorn earlier. I'm an Oregon State Beaver, but unfortunately we lost to USC and Stanford this year, so I'm assuming I can go forward with my report, correct?
Well, we will, just for pure sympathy purposes, for the Oregon State record this year, we'll let you go forward with your, matter of fact, you can have as much time as you want, Mr. Cruz. That
Thank you,
team has
Mr.
been
President.
so,
Yep. I not
that's
only went there,
unfortunate
I
this
actually
year.
played football for them as well. So I went through the heartache as well back in those days. Anyway, I'm here to give the closed landfill closure report for the year of 2017. The city owns and maintains 5 closed landfills. We have Lopez Canyon, Toyon Canyon, Bishop Canyon, Gaffey Street, and Shout and Arleta. All landfills are currently in post-closure maintenance and beneficially reused partially or completely. Our first landfill is Lopez Canyon, located in Lakeview Terrace. Years of service, 1970 to 1996. Lopez continues to be an environmental and community benefit today. We have a landfill to gas energy facility. Currently, all gas produced is converted to green power. Approximately 2 million kilowatts of green power is produced every month. Power produced is sold to the LA Department of Water and Power. 50% of the royalties received from the sale of the power is deposited in the Lopez Canyon Amenities Trust Fund. We also have our Lopez Canyon Environmental Center located up there. We process yard trimmings collected from curbside collection program and brush delivered by private haulers. We process it into mulch and compost, which we offer free to our residents and schools. Lopez Canyon Environmental Education Center, where residents can come and learn about backyard composting, smart gardening, and stormwater harvesting. In partnership with Pacoima Beautiful, we offer classes on the 4th Saturday of every month for urban gardening and backyard composting. The class has been so successful over the last year, we average over 100 attendees every month. We also have an helipad up at Lopez Canyon. LA Sand partnered with LA Fire Department and built a helipad next to this 6 million gallon tank for use for LA Fire Department for training and firefighting purposes. It's an important resource for fighting fires, and it came in very instrumental in the creek fire last year. Trailhead and Trailhead Development Plan. Although the conversion to the landfill into the park is years away, we're working on developing some buffer areas within landfill property into community use facilities that encompass the environmental and recreation uses. We have worked closely with the community and Council District 7 on development of trail and equestrian staging area. The notice of determination was approved by your board, the mayor, and the council earlier this year. The groundbreaking was held in September. Construction is anticipated to take 6 to 8 months. We have Toyon Canyon, located in Griffith Park, years of service, 1957 to 1985. Currently still in post-closure maintenance. We established a controlled horse trail through the landfill and a small resting and picnic area in the landfill. Post-closure maintenance is in process and will continue for several years. Due to new regulations, existing gas and energy plant was shut down in 2017. We are currently working with another company, Enercor, to replace the old engines in compliance with the new AQMD rule, awaiting DWP approvals for their application for the FIT program, feed-in tariff. We expect approval in the next couple of months. Shout and Arleta is in Sun Valley, years of operation, 1962 to 1974. A large recreational complex, a Cesar Chavez Recreation Complex, was developed on this 40-acre site. Improvements included baseball fields, soccer fields, playground areas, and passive recreation. Our construction crew completed the grading work. Some of the park improvements total 20 acres, 11 acres active, 9 acres of passive recreational. Were constructed using both city forces and contractors. Remaining improvements will be accomplished pending availability of funding. Gaffey Street is in San Pedro, years of operation, 1955 to 1963. We converted 17 acres into a soccer field in 2002, currently used by the American Youth Soccer Organization in the area. We completed the rebuilding and re-landscaping of the slopes to reflect the surrounding areas. We are currently working with the Council District and LA Community Garden Council to improve the property manage the community gardens located adjacent to the landfill at the entrance of the collection yard. Bishop Canyon is in 929 Academia Road, Elysian Park, years of service, 1966 to 1969. converted into a beautiful ballpark in 2000, baseball fields, playground equipment, and barbecue areas throughout. Due to the settlement, the bathroom and the concession buildings next to the baseball fields were demolished. Our construction crew completed the demolition and rough grading work. Rec and Parks performed a fine grading. Grand opening to the field was attended by the Mayor Garcetti and several dignitaries, and that was held last June. This concludes my report. Any questions?
No, sir, although every time you come on these, Mr. Cruz, I'm reminded just how many we had. You know, because you don't, in general, I don't think that you don't hear as much about landfills today other than the fact of the environmental work that we're doing to rid ourselves of them. But every time you come and make the report, it kind of reminds me of what the city's had over the years. Yeah. Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you. Just really quick, Mr. Cruz, thank you for this great report. You know, the Bureau of Sanitation stewards of these landfills that are being turned into recreation and amenities for our public, and it's really great to see on a long-term basis what we're doing over years, and it's just amazing. So thank you for the update on all those 5.
Thank you.
So the oral report will be received.
Okay,
We'll see you
thank
soon.
you.
Better luck next year
Good
with
Friday.
the orange and
Well,
black.
hey,
Okay,
that's okay. Hey, I got a free education for 4 years.
There you go. Hey, we're pulling for him though. Corvallis is a nice place. All right. So with that, before we adjourn, I do have to comment. I do understand we've had additional friction this week between our Trojans and our Bruins. So after the game's over, hopefully we'll get back to normal around here, and may the best team win. And then Davis and Jacinto and Garcia can all talk to each other again. And good luck to Mr. Jordan to your Cal Bears. All right. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice weekend.